There are moments when everything feels quiet, when your prayers echo back in silence, when you wonder if anyone sees, if anyone cares, if you're truly alone. But what if the silence was never empty? What if God Himself has been waiting to speak directly to your heart? This isn't just a message. This is a moment. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could change everything.
Have you ever felt like you're drifting in the silence, unseen and unheard by the world? Have you ever wondered if the weight you carry is too heavy to bear alone? You're here now, not by chance, but because I've been calling out to you in the quiet places, in the spaces between your thoughts, in the depths of your soul where words often fail. I've seen you, every tear you've shed when no one else was watching, every sigh you've exhaled when you thought hope was gone. And today, I am speaking directly to your heart. Listen closely. What I am about to reveal is not merely encouragement. It's a divine awakening. This moment marks the beginning of a transformation far greater than you imagined. Stay with me. You are not walking through life abandoned. Even if others have failed you, even if you've been overlooked, misunderstood, or dismissed, I have never turned my face from you. I have walked beside you through storms, held your heart in its breaking, and gathered the pieces others left behind. My beloved, you are seen. You are deeply known. And most of all, you are cherished beyond your comprehension. I have written your story with care, not with chaos. Every trial you've faced was not to crush you, but to carve strength into your soul. You've been growing even when you felt like you were fading. You wonder sometimes if your prayers rise beyond the ceiling. But I have heard every word, even the ones unspoken. And I've answered, not always the way you expected, but always with your good in mind. My timing is not your timing, but my faithfulness is never delayed. When the night was darkest, it was my hand that steadied you. When you almost gave up, it was my breath that revived your hope. You didn't fall apart, you were being rebuilt. The cracks in your heart, that's where I pour in my light. You've carried burdens meant to be laid at my feet. You've fought battles I never meant for you to fight alone. But even then, I didn't leave you. I sent my angels to guard you, to hold back the forces that sought to destroy your peace. Even when you thought it was over, I was whispering to your spirit, hold on. I am not done, and I'm still not done. What lies ahead for you is not a repetition of what has been, but a restoration of what was lost. What's coming is greater than what's gone. I am the God who turns ashes into beauty and mourning into dancing. Let this truth take root. You are not weak, you are being made strong. You are not forsaken, you are favored. You are not invisible, you are invaluable. And your past does not disqualify you. It positions you for the purpose I have ordained. You were not a mistake. You were not overlooked. I designed you with intention. Everything about you, your voice, your spirit, your journey, is wrapped in divine significance. You are my masterpiece, fearfully and wonderfully made. There is no shadow I won't enter to reach you, no lie I won't dismantle to deliver you, no chain I won't break to free you. The shame that has followed you like a shadow, I've already shattered it. The failures that whisper you're unworthy, they hold no power here. My love doesn't flinch at your flaws. My mercy is not limited by your mistakes. I have seen the very worst and chosen to love you still, unconditionally, relentlessly, eternally. When your heart grew tired from striving, I was calling you to rest. Not to quit, but to rest in me. I didn't ask you to carry everything. I asked you to come. Come to me, weary and worn. I'll be the rest you've been searching for, the peace your soul is desperate for. My presence is not earned, it's given. And it's here now. Feel it. This is not a concept. This is not poetry. This is your Father, the creator of heaven and earth, speaking directly to you. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be perfect to be held. I didn't choose you because you were flawless. I chose you because you are mine. And now, I'm lifting you from the dust. I'm putting breath back into your dreams. I'm clearing the path in front of you. You thought it was over, but I'm declaring, this is the beginning. The doors you thought were closed forever, watch me open them wide. The chains you thought would never break, watch them shatter. The future you feared would never come, watch it unfold. brighter than you dared to believe. So don't give up. Don't you dare stop now. You are closer than you've ever been. The breakthrough is near. Stay with me, walk with me, trust me. And you will see that the pain had a purpose, the silence had a message, and the waiting was preparing you for something far greater than you expected. I am not done writing your story, and this chapter will be beautiful. You've carried questions in your heart, deep ones. Why did they leave? Why did it hurt so much? Why does it feel like peace is something you only read about, never fully touch? But I tell you this, there is no question too complicated for me, no wound too deep for my healing hand. I don't just see the surface, I see the root. I see what happened when you were just a child. I see the moments no one else noticed, when your trust was broken, when hope began to dim. I remember when you stopped believing that something good could still happen for you. And now here you are, still breathing, still reaching, still mine. And because you are mine, I will not let your story end in pain. This is not where the light fades, it's where it starts to rise. This is not the final page. I am turning it with purpose. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment, none of it was wasted. I've been using it all, weaving something glorious beneath the threads of your confusion. What you thought was a setback was my setup. What you thought broke you was actually building the foundation for what's to come. I'm not just restoring what was lost. I'm exceeding it. I'm preparing blessings that will surprise even you. Doors will open that you didn't knock on. Help will arrive you didn't expect. Because I am the God who provides not according to human measure, but according to my infinite grace. And beloved, I want you to stop apologizing for your pain. You don't need to hide it from me. I never asked you to be strong alone. I've never expected you to walk without weakness. What I ask is honesty. Bring me your broken places. Lay them down at my feet. Don't mask your sorrow with a smile. I'd rather hear your raw cry than your rehearsed prayer. My strength is made perfect not in your performance, but in your surrender. Let me into the places you keep hidden from everyone else. I already see them, and I am not afraid. In fact, I've already begun the healing. Do not listen to the voices that tell you you're not enough. They do not speak for me. My voice calls you chosen, beloved, equipped, and appointed. I have placed a light in you that no darkness can extinguish. When the world presses you down, I will raise you up. When shame tries to silence your song, I will restore your voice. And when doubt claws at your soul, I will anchor you in truth. Yes, I know the nights have been long. I know the battle feels relentless. But hear me, you were never fighting alone. I have stood with you in every fire. I've been your unseen strength, the courage behind your quiet yes, the peace that kept you from falling apart. And now, I'm calling you to rise. Not just survive, but rise. To stand not in fear, but in faith. To stop questioning your worth, and instead declare who you are in me. There's more for you, so much more. You've only scratched the surface of what I've prepared. You thought you knew what blessing meant, but I'm about to redefine it. The blessing I'm bringing won't just touch your bank account. It will heal your home. It won't just change your schedule. It will change your soul. Your children will be blessed. Your marriage will be restored. Your body will be strengthened. Your mind will be renewed. I don't just want to give you peace. I want to make you a vessel of peace for others. I don't just want to lift you. I want to use you to lift others. But first, I want your heart, not your perfection. Not your polished answers, just your heart. Say yes to me again. Even if your voice trembles, even if your faith feels small. Say yes. That's all I need. One surrendered yes can move mountains. One whispered yes can shift atmospheres. Say yes to believing again. Yes to loving again. Yes to healing. Yes to forgiving. Yes to dreaming. Yes to trusting. And when you do, you'll see what I've seen all along. That even in your lowest moments, you've always been a warrior wrapped in grace. There's a fire I placed in you before the world had a chance to dim your light. Still there, let it burn again. Let my spirit breathe on those dry places. Let the ruins become revival. Let the pain become purpose. You're not just recovering, you're being reborn. The shame that tried to define you is powerless now. The mistakes you made, already forgiven. The enemy's plan to make you give up, completely dismantled. Because I am doing a new thing. I am writing a new chapter, and it begins with these words. You are loved, completely, eternally, unconditionally. Let me speak to the part of you that still flinches when you remember the past. I saw it all. The moments of betrayal, the sharp words that cut deeper than knives, the lonely nights where your tears soaked the pillow. Nothing escaped my notice. Not your broken heart, not your silent screams, not even the promises that were made to you and never kept. You thought I was distant in those moments, but child, I was the one holding you together when you felt like falling apart. I was the warmth in the cold, the whisper in the stillness, the strength when you had none left to give. You didn't fall because you were weak. You fell because life was heavy, and no one taught you how to lay it all at my feet. But now I'm here to teach you, not with condemnation, but with compassion. You've punished yourself long enough. You've replayed those mistakes in your mind as if doing so will somehow redeem them. But redemption is not your job. That's my work, and I've already done it. Stop carrying what I've already forgiven. Stop reopening wounds I've already healed. It's time to walk as the free, not the forsaken. And yes, you still feel the echoes of fear. I know you wonder, what if it happens again? What if I'm not strong enough this time? But listen, your strength was never meant to come from within you alone. It comes from me. I don't run dry. I don't grow tired. I don't forget the ones I've called. And you, yes, you are called. There's a reason your heart still beats with purpose, even after all you've been through. It's because your story isn't finished. There are still pages to be written, and I've saved the most beautiful chapters for what's ahead. Do not fear the future. I am already there. I'm not guessing about tomorrow. I've already seen it. I know where the road bends, where the storms gather, and where the light breaks through. And I've prepared provision for every step. When you feel lost, I will be your map. When you feel unsure, I will be your compass. When you're too tired to walk, I will carry you. I will not let you be crushed beneath the weight of uncertainty. I am the God who parts seas and levels mountains, not just in ancient stories, but in your story right now. So let the worry go. Let the striving cease. You don't need to earn my love. It's already yours. Not for who you pretend to be, but for who you truly are, flawed and beautiful, messy and magnificent, broken and becoming. I don't love the future version of you more than the one standing in front of me now. I love you here in the middle of the process, and I will walk with you every step of the way, not because you're perfect, but because I am. Let this be the day you remember who you are. You are not your failures. You are not the labels others have placed on you. You are not the missed opportunities or the fractured dreams. You are mine. You are redeemed, chosen, equipped. You are held in hands that shaped the galaxies and still chose to shape you. My fingerprints are all over your life, not just in the victories, but in the scars too. Because even the scars tell a story, and in mine, you'll find your healing. When the voices rise to tell you you're not good enough, answer back with my truth. Say what I say about you. Declare it boldly. I am a child of the Most High. I am loved. I am strong. I am not alone. Let these declarations become your anthem. Let them shift the atmosphere of your home, of your mind, of your heart. Speak them when you wake. Whisper them when you're tired. Sing them when the darkness tries to creep back in. For you are not at the mercy of your circumstances. You are seated in heavenly places with me, and your authority comes from the one who conquered death itself. There is power in your faith, power to break chains, power to change lives, power to call down heaven into earth. Don't underestimate the fire I've placed inside of you. You've been through too much to give up now, and I've invested too much in you to let your story end in despair. I have placed within you everything you need to overcome. Your words matter. Your prayers shake realms you cannot see. Your presence carries my spirit wherever you go. And this world, it needs what's inside of you. Your testimony is not just survival, it's evidence of my glory. Others will be set free when they see you rise. Your family will feel the ripple of your obedience. Generations will shift because you chose to stand. Do not downplay your impact. You are not invisible. You are a light on a hill, and I will not let your light be hidden. I will ignite it, fan it, and spread it to places you never dreamed of. There's something I want you to understand, not in your head, but in your spirit. You were born into a world that constantly measures worth by what you achieve, by how much you own, or how many people applaud. But that's not my measurement. I do not weigh your value by trophies or titles. I don't crown you for your productivity. I crown you for your identity. You are my child, and that alone makes you worthy of all my love, all my attention, all my divine inheritance. Not because you've earned it, but because you were made for it. Stop chasing the approval of those who can't see your soul. Stop bending yourself to fit into places I never called you to be. I did not anoint you to conform, I anointed you to transform. There is a divine light in you that cannot be dimmed by human opinion. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them walk away. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to believe in what I've said about you. And I've said you're chosen. I've said you're set apart. I've said you are destined for something greater. And yes, the waiting has been long. You've walked through seasons that seemed endless. You've prayed prayers that felt like whispers into the void. But I heard every word. I caught every tear. I was working even when it looked like nothing was happening. You see delay, I see development. You feel silence, I see preparation. I've been building you, equipping you, teaching you to trust when the evidence runs dry. Because faith is not about what you see, it's about who you believe. And if you believe in me, you will never be put to shame. So don't be afraid of the stillness. Don't be discouraged by what hasn't happened yet. There is a harvest coming for every seed you've sown in tears. There is a celebration ahead for every sacrifice you've made in secret. What no one saw me do in the background will be revealed in the light. I will make it known. And when it happens, you will say, only God could have done this. You don't need to manipulate anything. You don't need to fight for recognition. I am your defender. I am your promoter. I am the one who lifts up and brings down. If I open a door, no one can shut it. If I speak a word, it does not return empty. My plans for you are not suggestions. They are promises, sealed by the blood of my Son, fulfilled by my Spirit, and confirmed in your life through faith. Walk in that confidence. And when fear comes knocking, and it will, do not answer with panic. Answer with praise. Let worship be your weapon. Let gratitude be your armor. There is power when you choose to praise me even in the pain. There is power when you lift your voice not because you feel strong, but because you know where your strength comes from. I inhabit the praises of my people. When you lift your hands in worship, I surround you. When you sing in the storm, I step in with peace that passes understanding. You are never alone in the fire. I always meet you there. You are not weak for needing me, you are wise. The world may tell you to rely on yourself, to grind, to push harder, to be self-sufficient. But my kingdom is built on surrender, on trust, on knowing that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. So yes, lean on me, cry out to me, come back to me again and again and again. I will never tire of you. I will never grow impatient with your process. You are not a burden. I delight in you. I rejoice over you with singing. Even now, I'm rejoicing because you're listening, because your heart is open, because you're still here, still holding on, still believing. Let the world misunderstand you. Let them call you too soft, too spiritual, too emotional. They didn't call you, I did. They didn't choose you, I did. I know your name, your thoughts, your future. And I know how many times you almost gave up but didn't. I know how often you've shown up broken but still kept going. And I call that courage. I call that faith. I call that holy. You are stronger than you know, not because of your own power, but because I live in you. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead dwells in you. That means you carry resurrection power. Power to speak life where death has tried to reign. Power to love when hate surrounds you. Power to forgive when it makes no sense. Power to stand when others fall. This power isn't loud or flashy. It's steady, unshakable, eternal. It's me in you, and with me you will not fail. There will come moments when you look around and nothing makes sense. When the people you trusted disappoint you, when the dreams you held on to seem to slip through your fingers, when even the mirror stops reflecting the strength you once believed you had. And in those moments, when the noise of the world is too loud and your own voice too faint to pray, I want you to remember something deeper than emotion, more lasting than feeling. I am still with you. My presence does not retreat in chaos. My love does not waver with the seasons of your life. I am your constant. When confusion floods your thoughts and you question everything, your calling, your worth, your direction, come back to what you know. I chose you, not because you're the most qualified, but because you're willing. Not because you're the loudest, but because your heart is open. Not because you never fail, but because when you do, you reach for me. And that reach, that posture of humility, of hunger, of faith, it moves me. It invites me to work, to intervene, to pour out blessings not based on your perfection but on my promises. I don't require a flawless record. I don't demand unshakable confidence. I ask for surrender, and even that I help you give. You don't need to climb mountains to find me. I am already here, closer than your breath, nearer than your thoughts. I am the whisper behind your strength and the fire behind your perseverance. I am the one who turns ashes into beauty, who brings purpose out of pain, who rewrites broken stories into testimonies that shift destinies. You see the struggle, but I see the shaping. You feel the pressure, but I see the birth of something holy. Gold is only refined in fire. Diamonds only emerge under pressure. And your faith, your quiet, persistent, sometimes trembling faith, is more precious to me than any earthly treasure. Don't despise your process. Don't rush through the wilderness. Even in dry places, I am providing water. Even when you don't feel it, I am planting seeds. This season is not a waste. It is holy ground. And I'm not just working in you, I'm working around you. The people who have been hardened by hurt, I'm softening. The relationships that seem beyond repair, I'm restoring. The generational wounds that have followed your family for decades, I'm healing. And it begins with you, because you said yes. Because you stayed when others walked away. Because you kept praying when the answers didn't come. Because you dared to believe that I could do something different through you. You are not simply surviving, you are shifting things in the spiritual realm. Your words, your worship, your warfare and prayer, it all matters. Don't underestimate the authority I've placed in your mouth. When you declare my promises, heaven moves. When you resist temptation, angels are dispatched. When you forgive the one who wounded you, chains break in places you cannot see. You are a warrior not because you fight with fists, but because you fight with faith. And when others doubt you, when they mock your passion, question your faith, or try to shrink your dreams, don't be discouraged. They don't have to see it. I do. They didn't see the nights you cried out to me. They didn't hear the prayers you whispered through gritted teeth. They don't know what it took for you to keep going. But I know. I've counted every sacrifice. I've recorded every act of obedience. And I am the God who rewards in public what was done in secret. You're not too late. You haven't missed it. I am not bound by time. What took others years to build, I can do in a moment. What seems impossible to man is easy for me. So stay close. Keep your eyes on me. Don't get distracted by what others are doing or saying. Your journey is yours, and I am with you every step. Your pace is not too slow. Your growth is not too small. With me, you are exactly where you need to be. Don't lose heart when the fruit doesn't show immediately. Roots grow deep before anything sprouts. I am making your roots strong, so when the blessing comes, it won't crush you. You'll have the wisdom to steward it, the courage to protect it, and the grace to give it away. You're not just waiting on a blessing. You're becoming a blessing. You're not just being prepared for a breakthrough. You are becoming the breakthrough someone else needs. You've asked me many times, Lord, what is my purpose? And I've whispered it again and again, to reflect my love. That's the calling above all callings. More than any title, more than any platform, more than any accomplishment, your purpose is to love as I have loved you. When others are harsh, I've called you to be gentle. When others judge, I've called you to show mercy. When others abandon, I've called you to remain. Not because it's easy, but because love like mine changes people. And I have placed that love inside you. But for that love to overflow, you must let me fill you first. Come to me daily, not as a ritual, but as a relationship. Open your heart without filters. Don't dress it up. Don't pretend to be okay when you're not. I see through it all, and still I say, come. I want your laughter and your tears. I want your questions and your doubts. I want your frustration and your wonder. I want you, not the version you think you should be, but the real, raw you. That's where transformation begins. Not in striving, but in surrender. And yes, surrender is hard. It means giving up the illusion of control. It means trusting me when the answers are unclear. It means saying, even if I don't understand, I still believe. But child, when you surrender, you make space for miracles. When you lay down your plan, you invite mine. And my plan is good. It is not always easy, but it is good. It leads to joy, not the kind that fades with circumstances, but the kind that grows deeper with every trial, every valley, every storm. I want to heal the parts of you you've learned to live with, the anxiety you've normalized, the insecurities you've hidden behind success, the anger you've swallowed to keep the peace, the fear you've dressed in confidence. I see them all. I'm not put off by your mess. I'm drawn to it, because where the world sees damage, I see opportunity. I see the perfect place to plant beauty. I never waste brokenness. In fact, I do some of my greatest work in shattered hearts. And you, beloved, are my canvas. My spirit is painting over your regrets with redemption. Every scar is becoming a brushstroke of grace. Every weakness is being filled with divine strength. You are being made new not once, but continually. My renewal doesn't run on your clock. It's not limited to a moment in church or a line in a song. It's daily, hourly, a constant river flowing into your soul if you let it. So come, let me teach you how to live free, not just on the outside, but deep within. Let me show you what it means to walk in peace that doesn't depend on everything going right. Let me show you how to smile without pretending, how to forgive without keeping score, how to rest without guilt. The world has trained you to hustle, to perform, to prove. But I'm calling you to be. Be still and know that I am God. Be loved and know that you are mine. And in this love you will find power. Power to break generational cycles. Power to restore what was stolen. Power to love people who don't love you back. Power to believe in yourself again, not because you're flawless, but because I am faithful. This power isn't loud, but it is unstoppable. It doesn't need approval to operate. It moves through humility, through kindness, through truth. Let go of the old identity you've been carrying. You are not what you've done. You are not what was done to you. You are not the trauma. You are not the loss. You are not the disappointment. You are my beloved, my chosen, my image bearer. I made you for connection with me, with others, and with your purpose. Do not shrink when I ask you to step forward. Do not wait until you feel ready. If I've called you, then I will equip you. If I've anointed you, then no opinion can cancel you. Walk with your head held high, not in pride, but in holy confidence. You carry my name. You carry my spirit. You carry the legacy of grace. You may not realize it yet, but I've been shaping you to carry more than just your own healing. I've been preparing you to be a carrier of hope for your family, your friends, your community, even strangers you haven't met yet. There are people waiting on the other side of your obedience. People who need the peace you found in me, the joy you fought for in prayer, the truth that's been forged in your tears. What you've overcome is not just your testimony. It's someone else's breakthrough. What I've done in you, I will now do through you. You are not called to blend in. You are called to stand out, not in arrogance, but in radiant humility. When you walk into a room, you carry my presence. When you speak, your words can shift the atmosphere. When you pray, things begin to move in the unseen realm. That's not because of who you are in the natural, but because of who you are in me. You are a light, and I have not placed you on a hill to be hidden. I've positioned you to shine, especially when the world around you grows darker. And yes, it will get darker. There will be more confusion, more deception, more division. But that is not your cue to retreat. That is your signal to rise. This is not the time to remain silent, to play it safe, or to live in fear. This is the time to step fully into the authority I've given you. Speak life, declare truth, love without condition, forgive without explanation, and most of all, remain anchored in me when the winds of this world try to shake your foundation. They will call it strange. They will call it radical. Some may even call it foolish. But I call it faith. And faith has always been the substance of what others can't yet see. You're not here to live according to the world's logic. You're here to live by my spirit. That means you'll walk on water while others sink in doubt. That means you'll pray when others panic. That means you'll give when others hoard. Because you know where your provision comes from. Because you trust in the one who holds tomorrow in his hands. I never promised the path would be painless, but I promised it would be worth it. For every act of obedience, there is an outpouring of blessing. For every risk you take in my name, there is a reward that cannot be measured by earthly standards. Heaven celebrates every time you choose compassion over comfort, faith over fear, truth over popularity. You are not unnoticed. You are not forgotten. Heaven is watching and cheering you on. And I'm not asking you to do this alone. I'm giving you my spirit, your helper, your guide, your strength. He will give you the words when yours run out. He will reveal the path when you feel blind. He will empower you to endure what you never thought you could. You will walk in power, not just emotion. You will love with wisdom, not just sentiment. You will live in alignment, not just ambition. Let this be your reminder. You are a messenger of my heart. You don't need a platform to preach. Your life is your message. Your kindness is your pulpit. Your forgiveness is your testimony. And your perseverance is the sermon that will pierce the hardest hearts. People will see me through your joy, through your endurance, through your quiet trust when everything around you says otherwise. So keep walking, even when you feel unseen. Keep giving, even when it feels unnoticed. Keep loving, even when it's not returned. None of it is wasted. I see it all. I honor it all. And in my time, I will multiply it all. You sow in tears, but you will reap in joy. You've been faithful with little. Get ready, for I am placing much in your hands. Not to burden you, but to bless you and to use you as a vessel of blessing to many. There is a joy I want to give you, one that the world can't manufacture and the enemy can't steal. It's not a joy tied to outcomes or circumstances. It doesn't rise and fall with the approval of others. It flows directly from my presence, and it becomes your strength. This joy isn't just a feeling. It's a weapon. It anchors you in the storm, lifts you when the weight of life tries to pull you under, and reminds you that no matter what surrounds you, I am still with you, and I am still good. I want you to laugh again, not because everything is perfect, but because you know who holds your tomorrow. I want you to rest, not because you've finished all your tasks, but because you trust me enough to stop striving. I want you to dance again, not because you're without struggle, but because you've decided to worship even in the valley. This joy isn't naive. It's powerful. It's rooted in truth, grounded in hope, and fueled by faith. Let go of the lie that says life must be painless for it to be purposeful. It is in the pressure that diamonds are formed. It is in the fire that faith is refined. And it is in the battle that warriors rise. You were never meant to escape every hardship. You were meant to overcome them with me. Not by force, but by faith. Not by performance, but by presence. When you stay near to me, nothing can defeat you. Not grief, not fear, not failure, not even the voices that echo your past mistakes. I have silenced those voices with my blood. And yes, temptation will come. Distractions will whisper. The enemy will offer shortcuts. But I have already equipped you to resist. You don't need to earn your worth, you already have it. You don't need to compete with others, your lane is yours alone. The crown I've set aside for you is not in jeopardy. No one can take what I have placed in your hands unless you surrender it. and I am teaching you how to hold it well, with humility, with courage, with holiness. Guard your heart, not with walls built by fear, but with wisdom built by truth. What you allow into your heart shapes your life. So let my word be your filter. Let my promises be your standard. When the world tells you to settle, I remind you to stand. When compromise seems easier, I remind you of who you are. You are royalty, not because of anything you've done, but because of what my Son did for you. You wear righteousness like a robe. You walk in grace like a shield. And no scheme of the enemy can stain what I have already made clean. The temptations you face are not signs of weakness. They are evidence of your calling. The enemy doesn't attack what is invaluable. So when the pressure intensifies, when the opposition rises, remember, it's confirmation, not condemnation. You're not failing, you're growing. You're not drifting, you're being refined. And I am not distant. I'm right here in the fire with you. And as you grow, I will surround you with people who pour into your spirit, not just your schedule. You won't have to chase connection. I will send divine relationships, ones rooted in love, grounded in truth, and centered on me. I will remove those who drain you, not to punish, but to protect. Your circle matters. Your time matters. And in this season, I am aligning both with divine precision. Don't be afraid to walk away from what no longer carries my presence. Some doors need to close. Some ties need to be cut. Not every comfort is from me. Some are cages in disguise. But I am setting you free. Not just from sin, but from everything that keeps you small, silenced, or stuck. I am stretching you now, not to break you, but to bless you. You've outgrown what once sustained you, and it's time to step into what I've prepared next. So lift your head. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are exactly where I need you to be for what I'm about to unfold. You've walked with me through the valley, and now you will see the table I've prepared in the presence of those who thought you'd never make it. Your cup is about to overflow, and this time your joy will not be shaken. I've seen how much you've lost: time, opportunities, relationships, energy. And I want you to know this. I am a God of restoration. I don't just return what was taken. I multiply what was stolen. I restore with purpose. I bring beauty from ashes. The areas of your life that once seemed buried forever will bloom again. What was once desolate will be a garden of joy. And what the enemy meant for harm, I will use for glory. You haven't missed your moment. You haven't failed beyond recovery. There is no ruin so deep that my spirit cannot rebuild it. No chapter so broken that I cannot rewrite it into a testimony of triumph. You are not too far. You are not too late. You are not too damaged. I'm not working on a version of you that never struggled. I'm working with the you that's been through it all and is still standing. That's the version I love, the version I've called, the version I will use. You were never disqualified by your pain, you were marked by it. Marked for a mission. Marked to lead others out of the same darkness I pulled you from. You didn't walk through that fire for nothing. You didn't endure the silence for nothing. You didn't cry those tears in vain. I saw every moment, and now I'm redeeming every second. Every night you laid awake, every hour you spent wondering why, I am now turning those questions into answers. Not always with words, but with wonders. Watch what I do next. I'm not only restoring what was broken, I'm restoring your identity. You've let too many things define you. The rejection, the trauma, the failure, the comparison. But none of those voices speak for me. I never looked at you and saw not enough. I never called you too much. I never labeled you unworthy. I call you my beloved, my delight, my child. You are who I say you are, not who life tried to convince you to be. Your name is not shame. Your name is not defeat. Your name is not disappointment. Your name is chosen. Your name is restored. Your name is radiant with purpose. I'm not asking you to pretend everything is okay. I'm asking you to believe that even if it's not okay right now, I'm still working. And when I work, all things begin to align. Not just the visible ones, but even the things beneath the surface. Healing begins deep, and that's where I'm working now, in the places no one sees, but where everything truly begins. Let me touch the wounded parts you've hidden away. Let me into the places you thought were too broken to revisit. I don't fear your past. I don't flinch at your weakness. I run toward it. I embrace it. I heal it. And then I use it. What the enemy used to torment you, I will use to transform others. You will speak life from the places where you once could only feel pain. You will lead from your scars, not your titles. You will serve not because you have something to prove, but because you have something to give, something real, something eternal, something divine. And yes, it's going to look different from what you imagined. The path ahead won't always be comfortable, but it will be sacred. I'm calling you higher, not so you can impress the world, but so you can reflect my glory. I'm calling you deeper, not so you can earn more favor, but so you can carry more of my presence. I'm not trying to impress people. I'm forming a vessel through which I can touch lives, and you are that vessel. This is not about perfection. This is about positioning. Position your heart to receive. Position your mind to be renewed. Position your spirit to rise above what once held you back. And when you do, you'll begin to see yourself the way I've always seen you. Not as a mistake, but as a miracle. Not as a victim, but as a victor. Not as one striving to be loved, but as one already chosen, already embraced, already redeemed. Now that you know who you are, it's time to walk in it. No more shrinking back. No more apologizing for your light. No more hiding behind old insecurities or waiting for the perfect moment. This is the moment. This is the season. The world doesn't need another echo of its confusion. It needs a voice of clarity, a vessel of my presence, and a heart anchored in heaven. That's who you are. That's why I've called you. That's why you've been through what you've been through. Not to break you, but to build you for this very hour. You're not here by accident. You were born for impact. You carry answers that others are still praying for. You hold truth that sets the captive free. Don't you dare silence what I've placed in your spirit just because some may not understand it. They didn't give you your assignment, I did. And if I've called you, I will back you. I will open the doors you can't open. I will give you the words when yours run dry. I will provide where you feel lack. And I will protect what I've entrusted to you. So step forward, not timidly, but boldly. Not arrogantly, but assuredly. You've been entrusted with something sacred. The good news of my love. Share it not just in words, but in your life. Let compassion be your language. Let integrity be your compass. Let grace be the banner that flies over your every action. You don't need a stage to minister. You don't need a mic to preach. You just need to walk in truth, live in love, and let my spirit speak through your every move. The harvest is ripe. The hurting are waiting. There are people walking through silent battles right beside you who need the light you carry. You may think you're not ready, not qualified, not strong enough. But I say you are anointed. You are appointed. You are equipped with more than you know. And as you move, I will move with you. As you speak, I will fill your mouth.
A you pour out, I will pour in.
You don't need to have all the answers, just a willing heart. I will lead you to places you never dreamed of. I will use your testimony to break chains. I will take your ordinary moments and make them holy. You'll pray with someone on a street corner and see their life shift forever. You'll speak a word of encouragement and it will become the seed of transformation. You'll carry joy into rooms that have only known sorrow. That is what it means to be my hands and feet. That is what it means to walk in my spirit. You were made for more than survival. You were made for revival, not just for others, but for you too. As you pour into others, I will pour fresh oil over your life. As you serve, I will refresh you. As you give, I will increase. This is not about loss, it's about abundance. This is not about sacrifice without return. It's about sowing into something eternal, something weightier than the temporary things of this world. So stop hesitating. Stop second-guessing. I've given you a lamp, and I'm calling you to hold it high. Shine your light in dark places. Love those who others overlook. Embrace those who feel unworthy. Restore those who've been cast aside. And most of all, stay close to me. For apart from me, you can do nothing. But with me, nothing will be impossible for you. Let the fire in your bones speak louder than the fears in your mind. Let the peace in your soul override the noise in the world. Let the love I've poured into you become the love that overflows onto every soul you encounter. You were born to reflect heaven on earth, and the world is waiting. The greatest gift I offer you is not a position, not a platform, not even the power to change lives. It's my presence. And I'm not distant. I'm not a concept or a feeling that comes and goes with emotion. I am real. I am near. I am dwelling within you. And I long to be more than a thought in your day. I long to be your breath, your rhythm, your home. My spirit in you is not passive. He is alive. He's speaking. He's guiding. He's comforting. He's moving. So stop compartmentalizing your faith. I don't only meet you in worship services or early morning devotions. I meet you in the car ride, in the kitchen, at the job site, in your silent tears and in your sudden laughter. I want you to know me in every space, not just sacred spaces, but ordinary ones. Because when I'm there, they become sacred. The mundane becomes miraculous when you learn to recognize me in it. You are never alone, not for a second, not in your failures, not in your triumphs, not in the confusion or the clarity. I walk with you, I go before you, I remain behind you, and I dwell within you. My spirit is not a guest in your heart. He is the very lifeblood of your spirit. When you listen, you will hear him. When you pause, you will feel him. When you surrender, he will rise. Let me become the center, not the supplement. Let me be the first thought when you rise, and the last when you sleep. Invite me into your conversations, your decisions, your relationships, your doubts. I am not threatened by your questions. I am the answer. I am not burdened by your confusion. I am the clarity. You don't need to chase peace. I am your peace. The presence of my spirit doesn't come with noise or show. Often, it arrives in the stillness, in the quiet moment when you choose to listen instead of panic, in the gentle whisper that cuts through the chaos and reminds you, you are mine. That voice is never harsh, never accusing, corrects, yes, but always in love, always to lift you, not crush you. That's how you know it's me. Let that voice lead you. Let it be louder than your fears. Let it override the voices of your past, the lies you believed, the limitations others placed on you. I did not create you to walk in confusion. I created you to walk in communion, constant, unshakable, radiant communion. And from that intimacy flows every other thing you've prayed for. Peace, wisdom, power, provision, healing. It all begins in my presence. Stop striving to earn what I've already given. You don't have to beg for what is already yours. You are my child, and my presence is your inheritance. My spirit is your comfort. My word is your foundation, and my love is your daily covering. Breathe deeply now. Inhale peace. Exhale fear. Inhale grace. Exhale guilt. Inhale truth. Exhale shame. This is the rhythm of life with me. And as you stay in this rhythm, you will find yourself walking lighter, standing taller, and speaking with an authority not born of pride, but of presence. People will notice not because you're louder, but because you're rooted, because your peace will be unshakable, your joy contagious, your calm disarming. You will carry my presence, and wherever you go, the atmosphere will shift. Not because of you, but because of me in you. Stay connected, stay aware, stay yielded. You are a temple not of stone, but of spirit, a living sanctuary of divine light. My glory resides in you. Don't chase what I've already placed within. Cultivate it, honor it, let it grow. When the storm rises, and it will, I want you to remember this. You are not built on sand. You are built on the rock. Winds may howl, waves may crash, people may doubt you, circumstances may shake, but you will not fall. Why? Because your faith is no longer anchored in temporary things. It is grounded in me, the eternal one, the unchanging one, the faithful one. What I've placed in you cannot be uprooted by what's happening around you. Let the world watch, wondering how you stand so firm when everything else is crumbling. Let them ask how you keep your peace, your joy, your purpose in the midst of chaos. And let your answer be simple. Because I know who holds me. That's the strength I've poured into you. not to avoid the fire, but to walk through it without being burned. Not to escape the valley, but to journey through it without fear. You were made for this, not because of your strength, but because of mine living within you. Faith doesn't mean you'll never feel afraid. It means fear no longer controls you. It doesn't mean you'll never have questions. It means you know where to bring them. You're not pretending anymore. You're not masking the struggle with religious language or empty bravado. You're living authentically, rooted deeply, walking daily with me. And that is where unshakable strength is found, not in the absence of pressure, but in the presence of purpose. And here's something I want you to hear clearly. You don't have to prove yourself. Not to me, not to others, not even to yourself. The proof is in your endurance. You're still here. You've been hit, but you've not been taken out. You've been pressed, but not crushed. You've been tested, but not defeated. That is victory. Not loud and dramatic, but quiet and steady. Every time you get back up, every time you forgive again, every time you pray when it would be easier to quit, that is power. That is faith. That is a life built on the rock. And you will not walk this road alone. I've surrounded you with angels, with unseen strength, with divine assignments that unfold exactly when they're needed. I go before you. I make crooked places straight. I make the hard things holy. I don't remove every mountain, but I teach your feet to climb. You're not fragile, you're forged. You're not broken, you're blessed. Even your wounds have purpose now. Even your past has value. I am using all of it. You've come too far to doubt now. You've seen too much of my goodness to turn back. And even in your lowest moments, you've known deep down, there's more. There's more to your calling, more to your destiny, more to the story I'm writing through your life. So don't stop now. Don't settle. Don't shrink. The fire that once threatened to consume you is now the fire that fuels you. It burns not with fear, but with purpose. Let your life be a declaration that I am real, I am near, and I am faithful. When others lose hope, let them find it again by watching your endurance. When others fall to fear, let your peace remind them that I am still in control. You are not just surviving, you are standing. You are not just enduring, you are declaring with your very existence that my promises never fail. So keep building, keep rising, keep trusting. You are unshakable, not because the storm is small, but because your foundation is solid. And I am not finished with you yet. Now comes the turning point, not just in your journey, but in your identity. Because you were never meant to only receive transformation. You were meant to embody it, to walk it out, to become it, not just in your words, but in your countenance, your character, your very presence. When people encounter you, they won't just hear truth, they'll feel it. They won't just listen to a story, they'll see a life rewritten by grace, shaped by fire, anointed with power. You are a living testimony, a walking miracle, a signpost of heaven on earth. You carry light into places where darkness has reigned for generations. You carry healing into conversations where hearts are breaking. You carry me, my love, my wisdom, my justice, my mercy, all of it wrapped in your very existence. Do you understand the weight of that? Do you feel the honor of being trusted with such a sacred task? This is not a burden, it is a calling. It is the greatest privilege you'll ever know. To reflect the heart of your Father to a world that's forgotten what love truly looks like. You don't need to have all the theology. You don't need a pulpit or a stage. You just need to be available, fully surrendered, fully present, fully yielded, because that's where I work best, in the willing. Don't underestimate the power of your obedience. A whisper of kindness, a moment of forgiveness, a decision to pray when it would be easier to walk away. These are the moments where heaven meets earth. This is how legacies are built. This is how generations are changed. Not always with lightning or fire from the sky, but with the steady flame of a life fully given over to me. And you, my child, you are stepping into that flame, not to be consumed, but to be ignited. You felt it for a while now, haven't you? That quiet stirring, that growing sense that something more is rising within you. It's not ambition. It's not emotion. It's me. It's my spirit. awakening you to your true capacity. It's time to stop doubting what I've placed in you. It's time to start living like you truly believe it. You were made for such a time as this. This generation needs what you carry, not another performance, not another echo. They need authenticity. They need truth spoken in love, boldness clothed in humility. And I've chosen you to deliver it, not because you're perfect, but because you're real, because you've been through the fire and didn't give up, because you've tasted my goodness and still hunger for more. So arise, radiant one. Arise and take your place. The world doesn't need another masked smile. It needs your scars turned into stories, your pain turned into prophecy. Don't hide what I've healed. Don't shrink what I've stretched. Don't dim what I've lit within you. The people I'm sending you to are not looking for someone flawless. They're looking for someone faithful. Be that. Be faithful. Be steadfast. Be set apart. And as you are, you'll begin to see what I've always seen in you. You'll start to walk in a peace that defies logic, in a strength that surprises even yourself, in a clarity that cuts through the noise. And people will ask what changed. And you'll smile, not with pride, but with reverence, and say, "It was God. It was always God, because I've never left your side. I've never stopped working. And now I'm bringing it all together, the pain, the process, the prayers. I'm aligning the pieces. I'm opening the right doors. I'm clearing the path, not just so you can walk freely, but so others can follow behind you. Your breakthrough is not just for you. It's for everyone your life will touch. I'm not calling you to a religion. I'm calling you to relationship. One where you don't just believe in me, but you walk with me. Not just when it's convenient, but when it costs something. Not just when you feel strong, but especially when you feel weak. I want all of you, not your performance, not your perfection. You. Because love is not love if it's only partial. And my love for you has never been halfway. I gave everything for you, and now I ask for everything in return. Not to control you, but to free you. Not to restrict your life, but to flood it with purpose, peace, and power. I created you for communion. Deep, daily, honest communion. And in that place, you'll find everything your soul has ever longed for. Don't hold back anymore. Don't delay the decision you've been putting off. You've danced at the edge of surrender long enough. Now is the time. Not next week. Not when it's easier. Now, this is holy ground. I am here. My arms are open. My heart is burning with desire for you to come home. Not just with your body in a room of worship, but with your spirit completely yielded. I want to walk with you like I did in the garden, with no shame, no hiding, no separation. I want to whisper my secrets into your soul. I want to wake you with purpose and lay you down in peace. I want to make your life a resting place for my glory. But you must choose. I've already said yes. The question is, will you? Will you follow me even when it's hard? Will you trust me even when you don't see the full picture? Will you let me heal what you've protected for so long? Will you let me lead even when you feel lost? I promise, child, you will never regret giving me everything. You will never mourn the surrender that leads to salvation. You will never look back and wish you had waited longer. Say yes. Say it with trembling if you must. Say it in tears if that's all you have. But say it with your whole heart. Say it not because you have it all figured out, but because you finally realize you never will without me. And once you do, once you truly say yes, I will come in like a flood. I will rush into the places that have been dry for years. I will awaken the dreams that you buried. I will cleanse the wounds you stopped hoping would heal. I will ignite a fire in you that no storm can quench. This is not emotional hype. This is divine invitation. The creator of the universe is calling you by name. The one who set the stars in place is reaching for your hand. This isn't fantasy. It's eternity reaching into time. Heaven knocking at the door of your soul. You don't have to earn this. You don't have to clean yourself up before you come. Just come. Come tired. Come broken. Come confused. Just come. I've been waiting. I've been calling. I've been holding space for this very moment. And now that you're here, everything can change. Say yes, and watch me do what only I can do. Now that you've said yes, everything changes. Maybe not all at once. Maybe not in the way the world expects. But something eternal has shifted. The veil has lifted. The chains have fallen. You are no longer who you were. You are no longer a prisoner of your past, a captive to fear, or a servant to shame. You are free, truly free, and whom the Son sets free is free indeed. This is resurrection life, not just for one day in heaven, but for here and now. You've passed from death to life, from striving to resting, from insecurity to identity, from wandering to walking in purpose. You don't have to live trying to be enough anymore. In me, you already are. You don't have to search for belonging. I've called you mine. You don't have to prove your worth. I proved it on the cross. Now rise. Rise in spirit. Rise in purpose. Rise in vision. Let the world see what happens when someone gives me everything. Let them see what grace looks like wrapped in human skin. Let them see what healing sounds like in a voice that once trembled with doubt. Let them see what glory looks like on a life that once lived in shadows. Let them see me in you. You are no longer walking alone. You're walking filled, covered, protected, empowered. Every step you take, heaven walks with you. Every word you speak, I will anoint. Every hand you extend in compassion, I will strengthen. Every moment you live surrendered, I will multiply beyond what you can imagine. Your story is not just redemption, it's revolution. Your life is not just restored, it's repurposed for impact that echoes into eternity. The world will try to pull you back into the old rhythm. But remember, you've been transformed. When the enemy whispers that nothing's changed, stand firm in the truth that everything has. You may still feel the wind, but you'll know the anchor. You may still face the storm, but now you know the captain. I am not just your rescue. I am your home, your refuge, your victory. And you, my beloved child, are a living miracle. Not because you've escaped pain, but because you've overcome it. Not because you're flawless, but because you're faithful. Not because of what you've done, but because of what I've done in you. You are evidence that my promises are real, that my power still moves, that my love still pursues. So go now, go with boldness. Go with fire in your spirit and peace in your soul. Go and forgive freely. Go and speak life. Go and break every chain of silence, fear, and doubt that once held you. Go and love in ways the world can't explain. You are not just someone who made it through. You are someone who is bringing others with you. You are not just changed, you are a change agent. This is not the end. This is the beginning, the true beginning, of a life marked by heaven, a story sealed by grace, a journey walked hand in hand with me. I will never leave you, not in the valley, not on the mountaintop, not in the in-between. I will be your joy, your strength, your song, your shield. Now rise, shine, speak, move, live, because you, my child, are never alone, and you never will be.
You've heard his voice. You've felt his presence. This is no longer just a video, it's a turning point. The God who spoke is still speaking. So walk forward in faith, live fully in grace. And remember, no matter where you go from here, you are never alone, and you never will be.